Okay, so today's content is about loop, and I am showing this C program flow how we are. So first we are implementing libraries, then we are writing main code, then we are defining variable I, and here we are writing something condition, and here we are incrementing this operator by I plus plus or I minus minus, right? So now once this I plus plus condition is false, then we'll exit from this for loop and we'll execute the statement written below this. Okay, yeah, today we are having less count because that decade students are having their exams. So for this for loop we are if this is false, this condition is false, or I can say that this incremental operator is uh, exceeding the value which we are giving condition, then this will come out of loop. So simply I will show you one demo. Here I am defining one list here. I think you are knowing list. We had seen this data structure in Python regarding this list, tuples, and dictionaries and sets we had, right? We had seen conjunctions, union operators, and many more operators we had. So what is this list I am defining here? It is a set of integers containing values, I can say 1, 5, 6, and 7. So what I am doing, I want to print this one by one. So I want to print this one by one. Now see here, I can say uh, for I. What is this I? In C programming, we are defining I is equal to 0 initial values, right? So we are not doing so in Python. It is taking initial values of I as uh, by its own. Kernel is defining any default value to I. So now what we are doing, say I is equal to 0 in what this and num variable. So this is num variable and this is of type list, and this contains 1, 5, 6, and 7 values. So I want to print those values. So I'm writing print I. If I'm having here 8, 9, so say something like this, then that will print similar kind of values. So let us run this code and select the suggested uh, kernel and wait, we are connecting to kernel here. Okay, so we had executed this code. Now you can see here I am printing 1, 5, 6, 7, and 9. Is it not so easy that we are doing so? Now let us run from we are having that demos also after this. So let me show you how to print the indexes. So let us say num. Let us try to print indexes. Num of I can say. Okay, let us check what it is. So it is showing us indexes, list of range index it is there. So we are defining I here and invalid syntax. So can someone tell me how to do this? I'll print num here. While I'm printing num here, it will print in single line. See here. How many times it is printing? We are having, let us say indexes 0 here. Then we are having say 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 indexes. Now, 1 for 0, 5 for 1, 6 for 2, 7 for 3, 9 for 4, and 988 for 5. So I think this statement should, this num should print for 5 times because I is 5. See here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Why it is so? Someone can please tell me. Here we are getting 5 and here we are getting 6. Yeah, you are correct. Why we are getting 6 here? Because we are starting here from 0. If you are starting from 1, these numbers could be 6. 0, 1, 2, 3. This summation will come, count will come up to 6. That's why we are printing here 6 times. So after doing that, let us say I'm not having this anything list and I'm not having anything here. So just I want to print range. So I'll print that. Say I can, if you are having say code, let me add here markdown. Say you are having question, print the values, or I can say print the whole numbers. from 1 to, I can say, this many numbers you have to print. Let us say 1 lakh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. 1 to 1 lakh you have to print whole numbers. Everything that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, so on. Okay. So what I'll do simply for I in range from 1 to 1, this could be a very big number. So I'll just print up to 100. Okay. 1 to 101. Here you have to give one index extra because it is skipping that index. Python kernel is skipping that index which we are defining here. See, if I'll define here 100, then it will print the values up to 99. If I'll write here 101, then it will print values up to 100. See, we had values up to 100. Now let us check that if I am defining here 100, this must print values up to 99. So you can see here it is defining or it is printing values up to 99. So now this is very easy code and it is asked for, I can say, 5 marks in your practical exam. Okay. So yeah, what is meant by these statements we are writing here? See, we are writing here 1, 11 and 2. Okay. So what we are doing here, see, I am asking him to print from 1 to 11. Say 1 to 11 and with the gap of 2. What is meant by this gap here? So this gap means this gap we are having here, it is nothing but this gap means I can say if I print 1, then I have to skip 2, then it will print 3. If I print 3, I have to skip 4, it will print 5. Okay, so let us check here what it is doing. See, I am printing 1, you have to skip 2, then print 3, you have to skip 4, print 5. Is it the same code which we are writing for odd numbers? Right? And for that code, I think we have to do so for number divided by 2 and check modulo operator. Modulo to be 0, right? Yeah, if it is 0, then it is even, else it is odd number. This program of, I can say, 5 to 6 lines we are writing in C programming language, or I can say CPP. But in Python, this is the program similarly for odd numbers. So what I have to do for printing even numbers? Let me start with 1 here. See, with a gap of 1, it is printing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So with a gap of 3, I'll print 1, 4, 7, 10. See, for even number, we should start with 0 and print with the gap of 2. Let us check what it's happening. See, right? 2, 4, 6, 8, and 10. These are the even numbers in the range of 0 to 11. Now let us say I have to check in the range of 111 how many even numbers are there. Can you see that? This many. So say I want to print this count. I can define here. Say count variable. Count is equal to I, and I'll increment this count. So we can't use plus plus operator. So I will write count plus 1. Now, when I'm writing, instead of writing, I'll write 0. And after all this row, I'll print count. Okay, so let us check what it is. Wait. Yeah, you can see here count is 110. Our program is executing. This loop is executing for 110 times. Can you see here 110? Let me write here some extra comments so that total number of executions, and I'm printing here count. Okay, so let us check. How many times this for loop is running? See, it is giving us in 0.3 second outputs, right? This loop is running for 110, that is 110 times in 0.3 seconds. Can you imagine how fast it is? Yeah, see, we had 110. So there are several statements in for loop like break, continue. So let us check for demo of break. If say I'm printing the range of say 0 to, I'll write here comment 21, and I don't want any number after 4. So I'll write here after, if I is equal to 4, then you have to break this loop. Okay, so let us check here. So we had executed this code and 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now say I don't want any number after 8. So it will print up to 7. Why 7? Yeah, 8th time. Again, similar logic we have right here. Count is equal to count plus I. Wait, we have to print count also now. See how many times program is executed? 116. Can you imagine that? What it is happening here? Yes, someone can you please elaborate this code? Yeah, what it is happening here? See, these statements are, we are defining here count. This count variable is, I think it is taking default value something else. Let us define count as 0 and then we'll check. Did you got what was the error? Yeah, it is executing for just 7 times, but earlier it was showing 166. Means that it was taking initial value of count as something else. That means 166 minus 7. That much value it is taking initially. So to avoid that kind of errors, we are defining this initial values of count variable, and we are incrementing by as value of I changes, we are incrementing it. So after 8, nothing will be printed. So when I'll comment this break statements, or I can say break statement, why this is showing us a error here? Yeah, because if condition is there, and in that if condition, we have to give some sort of indentation, right? So I don't want to check any condition, and I don't want to print anything. I don't want to break the print, right? So I'm printing just simply from 1 to 21. See, as I had mentioned, 1 to 21, it will be not printed. This will exclude 21 and will print up to 0 to 20 only, right? See, 0 to 20 are the total numbers 21. So similar kind of logic we are having here also. So now let us check demonstration for continue keyword. So what we are doing with continue here? Continue is nothing but as we are checking the value here, I is equal to 4, then continue will skip this 4 and continue after that, right? It will print 0 1 2 3 and skip this 4 and again will print 5 6 7 8 9. See in this output you can see here, output you can see here we are not having 4 value, right? So if say I'm saying that you should continue with 6, yeah, skip this 6 and you should continue. So let us check what it is happening here. Yeah, we can see that it is skipping way number 6 and it is continuing again. Why? Here it is not printing 9 because 9 is excluded, right? So a range function we are calling here, a range up to 9. That's why it is again and again calling this range function. Here this range function is having lot many complications, as you can see here how it is written, this range function, and you can see documentation for range function. We are having source code available, as we are importing the libraries from Python. We can see this source code for range functions. So now let us check what it is happening here. So say I'm having one list as name and one list as surname. Now while printing the list of name, I want to add it with surname. Okay, so let us do so. See here. Okay, I'll comment this. While giving comma, these two strings will printed separately, and while adding it will be concatenated, right? So I'll not concatenate, I'll print separately so that we could understand easily. Okay, so see what is happening. It is taking first ABC, then it is giving it its surname as Kumar, then again taking ABC, surname as Rathi, again ABC, surname as Sharma, again def name and surname Kumar, again def Rathi, def Sharma, and similarly for this string also, right? Why it is so? I think you are knowing how this for loop is running within itself. Okay, first value of this 0, here 1 2 3 up till string completes. If say I'm having here one more string, say something this sort of and let's check here how many times it is printing, how many times this loop is printed. Actually we have to sum up with I and j's values. Let us check what it is doing initially, and count is equal to 0, and here at last we'll print count. Okay, so what it is giving here, unsupported operand, wait, separated with number of lines. Okay, new line semicolon. Statement must be separated by new lines or semicolon. Okay, just I will define here. Again similar kind of problem we are having. Okay, this meeting will end in 10 minutes. Okay. Count plus I and j we have to do so. So here we have to again add a j function, or again we have to do so something sort of, I can say, yeah. Why it is doing so? Because this is the, yeah, we have to add here indexes, right? Index of those many functions. So I'll show this demonstration in next lecture because this meeting is ending and I have to complete. Okay, so you can see here similar sort of things are running. Now we are having while conditional statements also. So now okay, while defining while conditions, if say I'm having I is equal to 0 and I want to print unless and until for some condition, say I want to print when I is equal to 5, I is less than or equal to 5, print values of I. If I is equal to 2, then you have to continue, I'll say. Yeah, and increment these operators. Why? If you will not write these operator, I is equal to I plus 1, then this function will execute in undefined or infinite loop. Let us check the demo. See, it is defining in infinite loop. You can see here like a hacker screen. Say instead of printing here 0, I'll interpret this code, and instead of printing here 0, where it going? Print I na. Say I'll print here high. Yeah, infinite number of times it will print high. Yeah, let us check. See, I 0000 high. Okay, so now this is going in infinite loop. So we have to increment and decrement this operator so that up till 5 only this will be printed. See, I 0 1 2. Can you see what is the problem here? We are continuing here, that's why it is doing so. See, when I is equal to 2, then we have to go inside here and print high, and then increment, and up to 5 we have to print all the values. I think you are getting this, right? So if I'll add this break statement, then it will printed up till high only. So let us check. See, up till high only it is breaking the loop. Now if I'll print for continue statement, it will skip that 2 and continue. See, it is continuing and going in infinite loop, right? Why? Because it is again coming up to 2 and continuing and going in infinite loop. So now there are different ways to increment or decrement this operator. See, here I am writing simply I is equal to I plus 1. Here I can write I plus equal to 1 also. This is also one sort of syntax. It is earlier incrementing, then assigning the value of 1. So you can see here. Okay. Now let me give this command, and here again we are having another sort of program, and I'll print this. See, it is going in infinite loop. Why it is doing so? I is equal to plus 1. This means that, wait, let me stop. I is equal to plus 1. This means that we have to first print, then we have to increment. Yeah, it is just similar to we are not writing anything. Why? Because first it is printing and then it is incrementing, right? See here, first I equal to plus 1 means first print I, then increment that. While printing only, it is going into infinite loop. That's why we should not update this string like this. Okay. You need to initialize the values here. I is equal to 0, and you have to increment this incremental operator, right? So this was a content which I was supposed to deliver today. I'm done with my things. If you are having doubt, you can raise, otherwise we'll stop here.